May maganda daw po kayong balita.
May biyayang darating sa atin. Hinirang ang ating bayan. Pinili ang bansang Pilipinas upang dito idaos ang 51st International Eucharistic Congress.
Dadayuhin ng mga Katoliko sa buong mundo. Magkita-kita tayo sa Cebu sa January 2016.
Sa selebrasyon na ito, maghahari ang pagmamahal sa isa't isa dahil tayo ay pamilya ng Diyos at Siya ang ating Ama.
Saksihan natin ang real presence ni Jesus sa Eucharist. Yan ang misa ng mundo.
Pinakamalaking pagsasama ng mga mananampalataya. Pagtulong-tulungan natin para may sakatuparan.
Mula sa ating munting kakayahan, may handog natin ang pinakamalaking selebrasyon ng banal na Eucharistia.
Makapangyarihan ng mamamayang Pilipino, kaya natin ito.
Isang pamilya sa ilalim ng isang Diyos. Nag-iisang bangka tayo sa isang pananampalataya. Christ in you, the hope of glory.
And that was very, very interesting that you shared with me. Does it increase your faith? How do you feel?
Working with the Congress is something that was really quite wonderful. To see people's expression of faith and how important it was to them is really quite wonderful. And to see that mixture of young people working with us and older people working with us, and how they shared each other's experiences, but also learned from each other. And for me, working with a team of staff for a period of time, some who came from the corporate world and some who came from the church world, and seeing how they learned so much from each other and were enriched by each other, was a wonderful example of how we should always reach out to those who have come from other areas of experience that we don't have ourselves, and that even though we may not feel we have very much to give ourselves, that there is always somebody who can gain from our experience. And so I would have to say that for this Congress, reaching out to the business world and involving people who may not have a knowledge of the Catholic Church is an opportunity for those people to find out that this is a wonderful place to work, and that you can take the values and the hopes and the aspirations of a Catholic and use that in your daily business life and really be a better person, but also be a better business person. And the two can actually merge. And that would have been one of the things that became quite evident. It also allowed people within the church to gain a lot of extra skills that they hadn't had themselves because they weren't working in the business world. And so, you know, we always have to be prepared to learn, and sometimes we learn from areas that we least expect.
So, and do you have any message for the Filipino people?
You may not yet understand fully what a Congress is about. You may not fully understand what it's going to be like when you come here. And I don't either, because your Congress is going to be very different to ours. It needs to be, and it should be. But what I would say is it's an absolute blessing for the country, and it's a real opportunity. And you need to grasp that opportunity and become involved early. Try and either become a volunteer or take part in the pastoral preparation program that the bishops will implement, and really use it as something that is for you. And as we were discussing earlier on, the Congress starts now, not in just 2016, it starts now. And it starts with your participation, no matter what way that is. And that might be praying for its success, or it might be trying to find out how I can be a volunteer, or it might be sending a letter or an email to one of your relations who isn't living here anymore, asking them to come back next January 2016 to help celebrate the Congress here in Cebu.
Thank you, Anne, for the beautiful message you share with the Filipino televiewers. Totoo po ang sinabi ni Anne, we feel we are very blessed and that it has to start already since it was announced. We don't have to wait for 2016 before we do something. We need to work together if you really want to show the image of your country, especially if you want to work with the church that through Jesus Christ we are all one. So this Congress is an eye-opener to each one of us, As what Anne said, if you want to be a volunteer, starts now. Try to get involved. Try to understand what is this Eucharist of Congress all about and share it with your family, with your diocese, with your parish, because it's very important to make it work. The world is watching us. To be chosen is already a blessing. So why not make this blessing worth it for Philippines to be proud again? I hope you like this episode. Hanggang sa muli po dito sa programa ng Power Tonight with Elvira.